H. Wedding, Shadi, tying the knot, Pious Institute, no matter how you name it. Since childhood, everybody waits for their wedding stuff to happen, right? As they say in India, ये वो लड्डू है जो खाए वो भी पछताए, जो ना खाए वो भी पछताए. So, this podcast is about a would-be bride Nia, whose final wait is about to over in few hours, as she is just going to realize her dream and finally, as they say, going to hand over herself entirely, her soul, her body, her happiness, joy, sadness, everything in short, to her husband while taking vows. That beautiful tomato red, in particular, tomato red gown, that floral skirt, that aesthetic henna, which I consider every girl is highly fond of, that broad nose ring, those blood red bangles in both the hands, that dense bun of her beautiful hair, and it's covering with white carnations as well as pink roses. Simply wow, no? I reckon not any sort of beauty can beat the magnificent traditional Indian bride. So, as per the above description, I assume all of you have had an imaginary picture of Nia, right? Proceeding further with the story, when Nia was stepping towards that entirely decorated stage, when a bunch of people along with her husband were waiting to start the ceremony, Nia was accompanied by her best mate Surahi, who on that very special day was Nia's bridesmaid, looking so stunning as well, as it's that designation in Indian weddings which specifically is given to a person who holds a very special place in the heart of a bride. Surahi was one of the closest friends of Nia, rather her partner in crime, since their college days for last so many years. Their proximity since college turned more intense, while enjoying the pranks with one another like अंधेरी रातों में जब शहंशाह निकलता है. Sorry, this is one of the pranks that I've had in my college with my mate. While, back to the story, doing mimicry of their classmates, taking toppers of the class as the laughing stock, those bunks, being jibed by the lecturers during the class, standing by one another in every thick and thin. So I think best friend की bridesmaid बनना तो बनता था ना यार. When Nia was walking towards her future life, she held Surahi's hand so tightly as a piece of music being played in the background made her more fragile. And the song was बन्नो रे बन्नो मेरी चली ससुराल को अखियों में पानी दे गई दुआ में मीठी गुड़हानी ले गई. So this walk, I guess that walk of 5 minutes, brought Nia at the doorstep to enter her new life. However, again, poor Surahi, in this phase of life again, was perplexed, highly confused. Now you all must be thinking why, right? भाई उसकी बेस्ट फ्रेंड की शादी है, अब क्या प्रॉब्लम हो गई बेचारी सुराही के साथ. But the dilemma was still there, no? The strong thought which hit louder inside Surahi's head was, no, I am again left alone. How petrifying it is to think of, in fact. My best mate, my sister, my bro is getting married, no. Now, her entire attention would be towards her husband, her in-laws, and I would be just her second priority. So sad to imagine. This sort of thoughts were infuriated her, actually engulfed her, which she immediately dropped and cleared that clouded imagination from her head. Now, that shot of being single took along after her breakup, which finally shifted from Nia to Surahi. Every elder in the wedding was heading more attention into Surahi's personal life, rather congratulating Nia and giving her blessings, which I think in every Indian wedding happens. That so-called peeping of the society began. अब तो 30 की हो गई है सुराही. When you are gonna get married? Now in fact your best friend is settled. आज by the way काफ़ी अच्छी लग रही है, यही कोई लड़का पकड़ and start your life. बेटा, you are into 30s now. When you'll get married, when you'll make babies, you know, there can be complications later on. अब इतना भी क्या career conscious होना, blah blah blah. That poor girl who had been just dying for so long to attend her bestie's wedding with resilience was already feeling abandoned. अब इसी की कमी रह गई थी. She screamed louder inside her head. Why people take so much of interest in my life? Whether I am 30s or 50s, it's my call, yeah, when to settle. It's my choice either to start my dreams or to clench towards being a homemaker. At the end, what a human seeks, huh? Just contentment. Why it's a notion into the community that only marriage completes you? Why? I just failed to get through this concept literally. नहीं करनी भाई अभी शादी मुझे. I am happy, rather super happy being single. I have beautiful relationships to embrace, a well-paid job to perform, healthy food to relish, my self-made identity, my God to protect me, more beautiful piece of music to cherish. What else I need, huh? Right now I'm happy with what I have. So, back to Nia. Meanwhile, it was the time for both the buddies to be apart. Their life was going to take a U-turn, I think within just few minutes. Nia was eventually married. Wow. She had turned into a classy lady from than a sleek girl. When, during the wind-up, that hug they both friends shared, that warmth they both experienced, I imagine nothing can replace this feeling. It's that feeling which makes people spellbound. There were lots of tears which were rolling down from the eyes of both the girls. Their silence, their eye contact said more of the words than the actual conversation, I think. With heavy heart, it was finally the time for Nia to move on. She stepped back and turned her back while sobbing. Just then, immediately, Surahi held the hands of that newlywed bride and sung loudly amongst that entire gathering. You know what that song was? Ye dosti hum nahi todenge tum magar tera saath na chhodenge. Love you, Nia. Their entire sadness, those long faces, those tons of tears took the immediate shape of that college, of those memories where they used to be notorious girls. So fellas, via this podcast, today's message is to always respect, always love. No, correction. Always pamper your best mate or the mates you have in life, as if they know you better than yourself. Your flaws, those secretive kale karmas to be shared, just never ever let that beautiful soul to leave you alone. Always love your buddies, no? Fight with them, crib with them. Do sulk how much ever you want to. Whatever you do, no? But they are your second home. So, never lose a one. Thank you for listening to me. This is your narrator, Sonakshi. Love.